Hi, my name's OK Way. I am the wellness writer for the True Age Now blog, as well as the wellness coach for my own personal wellness brand, Well House. And I want to talk to you today about why you may not be getting relief from some of the symptoms that you feel in your body, even though you're taking or doing what you need to do to treat anxiety, right? So when I had a distressed nervous system, the only thing that my doctor knew to address was my anxiety. I indeed did have anxiety because the symptoms that I felt in my body because of the distressed nervous system were really scaring me. I had panic attacks that came out of nowhere. At first, I did not know they were panic attacks. That scared me. I had so many different symptoms. At one point, I couldn't drive. I spent a week on my couch. I was dizzy. I couldn't eat food. I had constant ear hunger. I could not follow like movies when I was watching movies or follow conversations because my brain was so tired. What else did I have? At one point, I couldn't drive. I had a lot of different symptoms, and these are just some of the symptoms that I had. And when I would feel these different sensations in my body, I would get really scared. And when I was going through the process of elimination, when I was going to numerous emergency room visits, taking lots of different blood tests, at one point I had an inhaler. I had a scan done of my chest to make sure there was nothing obstructing my ability to breathe because I felt like I could not breathe. I had a tight band feeling around my chest. We came to the conclusion like, yeah, this is actually my PCP told me, it's not your nerves. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what is it? I was just listening to her and believing her because I'm like, well, you're the doctor. And so she's like, oh, it's anxiety. So we'll give you medication for that. And I'm like, well, how do I get rid of the anxiety? And thinking happy thoughts was not helping me get rid of the sensation I was feeling in my body. I mean, eventually it did work, but there were some other things that I had to do in addition to that. So I wanted to address that. I wanted to bring to your attention that maybe the reason why your anxiety is not going away, despite some of the things you're feeling, along with other sensations that you're feeling in your body, is because maybe the proper thing is not being addressed, right? So if you're feeling anxiety along with other sensations in your body, maybe some of the sensations that I just mentioned, then maybe it's your nervous system that needs to be addressed. One of the ways that you know that your nervous system is not handling stress very well is if situations arise that you used to be able to handle pretty well, but they make you feel like you are going to completely, utterly lose it. Like you might break down and cry, or you might yell, or you just feel like you're going to explode over things that really shouldn't really bother you. One of the things that I could not stand when I was kind of stuck in this state, I couldn't stand being along lines. I couldn't stand being along car rides. They would literally trigger panic attacks for me. So if this is the case, it may be your nervous system. Again, don't use the things that I say in my video as medical advice. You'll always hear me say that because as a wellness coach, my job is not to replace your doctor. It is to be a tool to help you with your wellness journey, right? So these are things, if you're having this problem, these are things for you to ponder, and maybe you can bring it to your physician's attention. Like, well, I was wondering if maybe it could be this. What do you think? Whatever. All right. So in the event that it is a distressed nervous system, sometimes your doctors may prescribe medication to sort of calm your nerves. And I do this because I was prescribed medication. I ended up not taking it. And I'm not telling you not to take your medication by any means. But when I realized that the medication was not going to get rid of any of my symptoms, I decided that I didn't want to take the medication because I really wanted all the things in my body to go away. Because that's what was causing my anxiety. That's what was making me anxious. The fact that I felt like I couldn't breathe, that I had shaky legs, that I couldn't drive, that I'd get up and feel like I was going to fall down. I mean, these are things that made me nervous. It was all the symptoms that I felt from my dysregulated nervous system. I wasn't anxious out of nowhere. I was anxious because of a reason. Now, my panic attack came out of nowhere, but my anxiety came because of what I was feeling inside of my body. So this is things that you can consider in the event that you are dealing with this. I do have a course now. My course is a 7-week course. It took me a while to get through this process. There is a culmination of things that I had to do because I had a lot of symptoms, and I went to the emergency room several times. I actually made my situation worse before it got better because I didn't know what I was dealing with. So I have a course. It's a 7-week course. It's a self-guided course. So if you want to go ahead, you can. If you want to go slower, you can. But I have it set up for, it's like a 1 day per week. So like maybe an hour per week for you to be able to take the information and apply it and then move on. I also include some meditations in my course as well, because I relied heavily on meditations kind of like later stages of recovery. And I actually got to recovery and through recovery, but it was an ugly process for me. It was an uncomfortable process as well. There were many times where I knew I was in the process of recovering, but I was extremely uncomfortable. When I had a dysregulated nervous system, it was a complete disruptor of my life. I could not do simple things. I could not cook. I could not clean my house. I could not properly take care of my children. I'm somebody like right here, I'm not like super fancy. Like I don't, sometimes I bling it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But even just, when I wanted to look really nice, I didn't look nice. I lost my ability to laugh. It was such a huge disruptor of my responsibilities and the things that I needed to do. I really wanted to just get my life back. And I remember being so distraught and so distressed that I said to myself, I would not wish this on my worst enemy. I've had 3 kids. I'd rather have each and every last single one of them again, back to back, than go through this again. It was that terrible. And people that are on the outside looking in don't understand it, because especially if your doctor diagnoses you with anxiety, it's like, get over it already. Like, just think something different. I've actually been told that before. And I'm like, don't you think I'll do that if that would make all this go away like that, But in a sense, that is kind of what I did. But like I said before, it was a culmination of things. So if you feel that that is you, go to my website, www.truagenow.com/wellness course, and take a look at the information that I have provided about my wellness course to see if it is something that you feel like you would benefit from. Again, this course is to help you with your wellness journey. It is not to replace any medical advice. This is something that I had to do. I went through it. I got through it. And you can too. It doesn't have to leave you crippled, having a life where you feel like there is no hope at the end. I was very discouraged when all my doctor could do is give me some medication. She offered no support and no help to actually getting out of this terrible, I want to say hell that I was in. She had no help. She couldn't tell me anything to do. But I did read a book by Dr. Claire Weeks. She's a doctor who had a distressed nervous system, and she treated other people with it. Now she's deceased, she's no longer alive, but she helped them recover, and I found her book to be extremely helpful. But this was a lady that was alive many, many decades ago. So there were some other things that I kind of still needed some help with. So I pieced together what she helped me with, as well as what I learned from going with it, and in prayer, because again, with my channel, I address spirit, body, spirit, soul, and body. So there's a spiritual element in my course as well, where I very much include my spiritual walk and some of the things I experience spiritually, like intrusive thoughts. I did experience that. And I talk about how to deal with that in the course. Now, typically my course is $299. It's $99 right now. So you can take advantage of that discount. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share this with any of you who feel like you need some extensive help with getting back to a regular life. Now, I have plenty of videos that talk about a lot of the different symptoms. So if you have like 1 or 2 symptoms, you can definitely, watch some of the videos that I have and get relief from those couple of symptoms. In the event that you made things way worse before you made them better because you didn't know what you're dealing with, and you have a plethora of symptoms like I did, and you went to the emergency room several times and you had several tests done, and you really just kind of made things 10 times worse because you didn't know what you were dealing with, then the course is something that you will definitely benefit with, or benefit from. Excuse me. All right. Well, that's it for today. My name is LK Way, and if you found this video helpful, give a thumbs up, and please share this video with those that you feel like it will help. Subscribe to my channel. And again, I'm LK Way, and I'm wishing you an awesome day. Take care.